I'm Eric Layton, and I'm an AMGA certified splitboard guide. I've been living in Lake Tahoe, California, and I've been backcountry snowboarding throughout the Sierra since the late 90s. I currently spend my winters in Revelstoke, British Columbia, guiding for Eagle Pass heli skiing and running my guiding operation, Splitboard Guides International.
I grew up surfing all my life and with my friends and everything, and that was my #1 passion, was sliding sideways, and I thought I'd be a surfer the rest of my life. And then I knew once I first got into snowboard, I'm like, wow, this is cool. You know, I can do this a lot. I can do it, in a sense, I felt like I could almost do it faster than surfing. And I could do it longer. I could ride these big, long waves, you know? And so I really got into it, and it really was just surfing. It was another way to extend my surfing. So I'd surf all the time, and then on the weekends I'd snowboard, and it's like, yeah, cool, I'm riding a frozen wave. And then I slowly got into the powder, into the backcountry, and that's kind of where I got into it. And the passion was just, I was so into snowboarding, so into backcountry skiing, you know, having certain gear rooms and just being so enthralled by new gear and testing it out and hanging out with my friends and almost like self-teaching ourselves, getting a book and like, oh, let's learn how to rappel, let's learn how to do this. And we just did it over and over again. That just became something we did. And so it was almost an easy transition. I think a lot of people spend time in the mountains who guide. They kind of transition into it like that, you know? You normally don't wake up one day and be like, all right, I'm gonna guide tomorrow. It's 20 years of being in the backcountry, of learning the mistakes, of doing stuff wrong, of doing everything wrong, you know, in the beginning. And then learning how to do it right, learning how to do it efficient. And I think that, all of a sudden, I'd go out on these incredible trips with my friends. This is so rad. We're banging out rad lines. We're seeing other people get bogged down and get stuck on ridges and everything else. Like, what's going on? How come they're not efficient? How come they don't do it this way? And whether or not we were doing it the right way, we always felt like we were coming back with these prize trips of climbing big peaks. And so I started to want to share that with people and really wanted to get into guiding. So I read more about the books, the people that were actually writing the books. How do they do it? How do they write the book? Oh, well, it's 20 years experience in this year, 30 years experience in this year. So sure, he's writing books on how to do it, but he wasn't a guide or didn't have that experience. And so then I read more and more books and more stories. And that's when I started to go to Alaska. Man, my time came, you know, coming from Squaw Valley, coming from Tahoe, Donner Summit area. It was time to see if we had it. And so we went up there in 2003, and that's when I actually met Doug Coombs. And he was my guide for the first time in Alaska, and I was just blown away by watching him work in the mountains. And I just was asking him questions, watching what he does, seeing how he unloads the basket, seeing how he wraps the skis, and just seeing how he moved through the mountains. And I was so stoked, and I think that was one of the things that sparked it for me.
It was in 2007 that I took my first ski guide course with the American Mountain Guide Association, exposing me to a new range of skills.
Nice little knot, so I've got a figure 8 and a bite for you. You just got to go through your belay loop on this one. Okay. Whether it's a 3-day or a 5-day trip, whether it's a 1-day trip, I try to give them my all. And the reason I got into splitboarding, the reason I got into guiding is because I told you, those trips that we do with my friends are fun, they're awesome. And I want to keep that thing going. I want to show people that, hey, you can go out there and you can bang out rad lines, you can go after vertical, you can bring really good food out in the backcountry, and you can have a blast. And it's not as complicated, it's not as cold, and it's quite easy. Sometimes it's just walking. And then I want to show the stoke and the passion that I have. How to pull the trip off successfully with 4 people of different abilities. That's what gives me the challenge in guiding. That's what I love.